Hello, hello, hello. This is Cinnabonbon, your cinnamon roll bear DIY extraordinaire. Oh no, my phone's not connected. Give me a sec. I have it plugged in. I guess it didn't connect. I always have to like troubleshoot with LIVE2D Studio. I think it's because my iPhone is out of not up to date, and that's fine. I don't think I'll update it anytime soon. Probably not. But hello, hi. Now I'm moving. Hello. Hello. This is Cinnabambino. What the fuck? Cinnabonbon, your cinnamon roll bear DIY extraordinaire. I almost said bimbo. Cinnabimbo, and then I was like bonbon, bimbino. I don't know. Oh god. Today we are going to be working on the model for chat. I have finally chosen a direction to go with it. The Great Bombino. So true. I feel like a ringmaster now. I am the Great Bombino. Kneel before me, kiss my ring. How is a childish Bombino? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. Hold on, what's that song I like from him? I can't sing along with it because I'll say the words that I'm not supposed to say. But what's that song I like from him? Is it called Sweater Weather? Which one is it? No, it's Bonfire. It's Bonfire. You guys know that one, right? Do you guys know that one? It's a good one. Don't smirk. Stop. Listen. This is a... Yeah. I love pussy. I love bitches. Dude, I should be running PETA in Adidas with some short shorts. B-O-O all over me. My green is where it's supposed to be. Your green is in my grocery. Yeah. You're my favorite rapper, dude. Like, yeah, dude, I better be. Or you can kiss my ass, human centipede. Yeah, that's one. That's the one. I'm not gonna say it. I've made it so far. You know, I feel like the ones who say it are the ones who say it almost on purpose, you know, to be like, I'm one of you, don't worry. I feel like when you say certain bad words on stream, it's because it's not actually part of your regular vernacular, and so it's like a slip because you're not used to saying it. Anyway, how was everybody's day? Oh my gosh, my day was great. I made carne asada fries. It makes me think of home. LOL. I give you the trash pass. Yeah. It was really good. The marinade was really good. I just eyeballed it. So I have to give you guys like a recipe, but like I don't have any measurements. Sorry. Sorry. I put a splash, like 2 splashes of orange juice, a big ass squeeze. So I don't like buy fresh lemons or limes because they never like keep because I live in such a cold area. So I just buy like those 99-cent like juices, like the little ones that are still shaped like the fruit that you still find with all the produce. So I buy that. So I use like, you know, a big squeeze, a big squirt of each. Oh, that sounds bad. a big yeah of each. Yeah. And then cumin, paprika, chipotles, and adobo sauce, and fresh garlic. I wanted it to be fresh. I don't know why, to be honest with you. It was good because when I cooked it in the skillet, my cast iron, so then I could just like have all that nice, like warm, almost melted garlic clove on it. So it was great. It was great for that. I did have to cook. So for whatever reason, like the cuts of meat from my Walmart is like kind of hard to find like a skirt steak. They don't just sell skirt steak. So it was like a London broil, which is basically skirt steak, not sliced yet. So I had to like take the time to butcher it. And I just yeah. It just took me a second to like take it apart the right way, and I ended up with one fatter piece than I wanted, like a thicker piece. So I had to cook it longer. So I had to throw it back on the skillet when I like temp checked it, and I was like, ooh, that's a little too red even for me. So I'm painting a model while watching the stream. I'm arting too. Wow. But yeah, what we got on the docket for today is I prefer pants steak. Skirt or flank. They're technically different, but not too much. It's like the cheap cuts of steak that don't have a lot of marbling, so they cook quick, which is why you marinate it for quite a while. Yeah. You thought you could be slick. You're not slick. You're not slick. You're not slicker than this. Okay, anyway. I'm playing music. LOL. Ah, la la la. Short steak is good too. You know, I expect the dad jokes from Citrus. Not from a man who hasn't sown any seed yet. How about that? Ooh! That's a bad burn, huh? Might want to ice that, huh? So no, that was just mean. Yes. Joke. Bruh. Hey, majestic potato. Okay, so this is the little ink that you guys made, the little sheep. Okay, this is like the rough colored in sketch, right? Obviously not the render that we're going with. The line art is gonna be interesting because there's like a model that I've seen that I really liked. So now we're just gonna try and mimic it, lol. With all purple line art. So I did technically finish this part just this afternoon. But here is 33 layers. This is your sketch, right? 33 layers of the mouth, nose, and eyes. Okay. Let's see. The mouth is this. I still have to go in after the fact and still get some like lip color to the mouth, but I think I'm gonna just try and get it. Honestly, I think I might just... No, that's not wise. I like to try and combine things where I can, but I don't know if I can. Anyway, doesn't matter. We'll go through this layer by layer together real quick. So here's the mouth. Pew. Ooh, there's gapping. Glad I opened this up. Ay. We're doing this a rough edge. I want it to be kind of like, I don't know, fuzzy. I want it to look fuzzy. Okay, so there's that. There's the mouth. There's the tongue out, tongue in. I'm not naming any of these layers because I'll just name them later in the clips video once I put this all on the PC and separate it out side by side. But yep, there it all is. So that's the mouth. Boom, boom, boom. Then you have your nose, which is 3 layers, which is the dot for the nose, the shine, and the shadow. And then I have the eyes and lids separate. But here's the eyes. Here's all these extra little shadows. And then these are your pupils, like a sheep's pupil. Okay, and then there's your iris, and it has a clipping layer. And then your scleras. Bam, bam. Art's beautiful. Thank you, Dono. Thank you, Dono. Nice bash. Wood hug. Yes. And then I think I actually might just combine this down to try and segment it better for myself so that way I can... Whoa! Thanks. So there's your eyebrow. 1 lash, 2 lashes, they'll be separated. Other lashes, lower lashes, bottom lash, corner lash. This should be up higher. Corner lash. And then the eyelid. Boom, 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 boom. Now I actually need to go in and edit this. I'm glad I'm looking at it now because I had already duplicated it, but it's clearly not ready. Okay. Okay. Let's see. We're gonna... Yeah, that's locked in. And then I have her whole color palette right here ready to go. And then I just need to put the line art color in here. Okay. Let's see. I think I just need to... Yeah. There. And then just a little lighter. And then we can go on to this. Do a little bit of light throughout. I'm just bringing like warmth to her eyes essentially. Just making them a little more dewy. A little dewy. And then, yeah. I think I will actually combine these down to this. That's okay. And then it's the outer. A little bit there. A little bit there. And then a little bit on the tip there. There we go. And then on the lower lashes here. Yeah. I'll just... Whoa! Oop. Draws this back on. I'll alpha lock these so I don't draw over. Since they're so thin already. There we go. Now I can go back onto this and try to blend it better. Have it still in the blend mode to blend in the same fuzzy edge that I'm working in. And this is just to try and keep the brush stroke super consistent because I just want it to look a very specific way. When it rigs, if you look at the lines on my face, right, they're smoothed. There are a couple of comfy cozy type streamers who have models with like the fuzzy edge, and I think that this would be perfectly suited for this model. That makes sense? Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. Alright, let's open up this mouth. Let's see what I can combine. Nothing. I'm gonna do this clipping, and then I also have this light pink for the... Okay, I actually don't want it to be clipped. I just want it to be a draw assist. And actually below. Oh gosh. That's the other thing is when it starts to get this big, it does start to lag, and so the layers will like try to forcibly combine with each other. I hate that. But it's okay. Oi. Oi. I'm gonna put this a little darker pink. There we go. Well, hold on, why is it putting it so high? What am I missing? Okay, I'm still missing something down here. Okay. Now we'll do this one on the lower lip. Did you fund the cowboy boots? Yeah, I see what you're going for. Yeah. 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 You get it. Yeah. Okay. I think I actually need it to be smaller. Here. There. And then gotta make sure it doesn't go above a certain line. There we go. Perfection. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so now we can duplicate because now it's ready. See, this was the issue with 2.0, right? And for those of you who have been with me for a really long time, you might remember this. When I decided to try and do my 2.0 design, I had the original art that I did, and then I had this conniption where I was just like, it's ugly. And I need to do better for these folks, because this is ugly. And so I went right to the drawing board again, and I drew and rigged my 2.0 in like 2 weeks. Yeah. And one of the things that I forgot from my original sketch of my 2.0 is like some of those key details, like the little shading on the eyelash. And so when I look at my 2.0, as much as everybody else likes it, I see all of the ways that I fell short both as an artist and rig-wise. And, you know, rig-wise, that is all I had. Like, that was as good as it got in that moment. I just needed so much more work, right? But art-wise, I felt extremely disappointed in myself. Of like, man, like, why did I forget that? And man, why did I not do any of that? So it was just kind of sad, right? But now I'm at a point where I can look back at stuff and, you know, take my time a bit. I thought, you know, I was trying and stay on these super strict time schedules with myself. And that would be fine if I had like an entire team behind me. And so many people have like, you know, who do these big debuts. They have an artist, they have a rigger, they have someone who makes their logo, they have someone who makes music for them, they have someone who makes, you know, every blessed thing for them. And I like, it's just me. It's just me, and Carrie Mara has blessed me with a couple of loopable tracks, and then I've made some of my own as well. But for the most part, like, what you see is what you get. And it's like, man, oh, and I always like think about it sometimes, right? Like, oh man, like if I had more money, I would probably like do this and do that. And the truth of the matter is, no, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I feel like it's so easy to be like, to look at it from this far out and go, man, if I had like the money, I would just pay for these things. And then immediately backtrack it of like, if I had the money, I would just pay off bills. Like, if I had that kind of money, like, I would just pay off bills and coast even more than I am already coasting, and put so much more focus onto getting these things done, and there wouldn't be as much stress as there is behind some of this stuff, right? I wouldn't feel this, like, oh god, like, I'm putting in so much effort, like, I need to succeed, this has to pay off, this has to be for something, right? I could be as leisurely as I want, and I try to be leisurely, but I do have to be a little aware, right, a little aware, especially now that this is like my full-time job, right? And as much as it's like, oh, I just want to have fun. That can be true while also realizing that there has to be some form of success. There has to be, right? So, gotta work that debt snowball, basically. So it's like, man, I don't know. Or I'm like, man, if I just had that kind of money, I would buy a house. Like, I don't know. It's like, oh, if you had $10,000, what would you do, Senna? And it's like, well, I'd have to set aside a good portion for the tax man at the end of the year, and then I would save on top of that multiple, a couple more thousand, and then I would make a down payment on a property with land. Like, that's what I'd be doing. I wouldn't be like, oh well, now it's all covered. And I envy people who can just be like, yeah, I'm just doing this because it's like, aren't you afraid? Like, aren't you afraid? Like, what? I don't know. It's like, I have no one to fall back on. So it's like I don't know. And then I look at the whole corpo situation, right? Like, you could be in a corpo and this, that, and the third, and it's like, imagine having to share what little you earn with a corpo. I would rather die. And it's like, oh, that's so dramatic. Yup. I'd rather die. But yeah, I don't know. I just like, it's like, I look at especially smaller corpos and I'm like, how do you make any money? How? And it's like, oh, they do, but they still also all work full-time jobs still because there's such a stipend on their wages, such a tariff on their wages from their corpos, and I'm like, why would you do that? And it's like, oh, well, managerial, and like some people do need genuine wrangling, so I get it. In part, I get it. And then on the other side of it, I'm like, I'm not sharing my money with anybody unless I legally have to. What the fuck? I can't imagine. Oh my god, I cannot imagine putting in the work I put in and then someone being like, hey, by the way, we're taking 50% of your income. I'd be like, oh, yeah? Why don't you just suck my dick from the back? Thank you. Like, what? Like, oh my god. Jeez Louise. I'm so sorry. Like, that's so aggressive. But oh my god. I think the reaction I would be just like, so like, ugh. Ugh. But yeah, I think I would just not react well to something like that. I'd just be like, oh well. Interesting turn of phase. A phase or a phrase? Yeah. Yeah. It's my funny phrases of the day. I'll name that copy later. Take it from these cold dead paws, literally. Like, I fucking dare you. I can't imagine. Could you imagine? Okay, think about it this way. You're making... Why? Thank you. I'm just gonna look down. Are we doing that today? No? Do what? Zimbabwe shows solidarity. Bonbabwe. God. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Save your schmeckles. It's too late for me. I can't be saved. Oh wait, hold on. You guys have to hear this song. This is my favorite modern baseball song. If you don't know modern baseball, learn. I love them. I adore them. I would sell my not soul. No, that's too drastic. I'd sell my left boob to go see them live. was gonna say my left nut, and then I was like, well, I don't have those. It's just a phrase. It's good. I love this song. No. Thank you, Anonymous. Him with those hazel eyes. See, I can be delusional and be like, this song's about me. Waiting Thor. She puts on the front lines with no reward. Takes care of everyone else before herself. She's on his mind day and night. But to her surprise, she needs her more than she needs him. Oh, just walk away. Won't tell his secrets, just keeps him safe. That's why she's not just another face. To be all he talks about to his friends. Can you imagine that kind of conversation? Bro, she's literally not that. Oh my god. Can only imagine. Signs that he's sending, they're nothing but proof. Hold my hand, oh, hold it tight. Whether the weather is cold tonight, I promise it'll be alright. Ah, why? Hey! Oh my god. These. Thank you. Thank you. Just walks away. Just keeps them safe. That's why she's not just another face. I'll throw a word around there. Every day, another thing. Incredible things are happening. Yeah. Also, thank you for gifting the cell. Welcome, Phosphorus 7 to the Builder Bears. Wow. Just on to all his signs. But it's fun. Not used to it. But he goes the distance for her too. She is all he needs and desires. Time that she acquired. Someone who knows she's not a fool. She's on his mind day and night. But to her surprise, he needs her more than she needs him. Oh, no, just walks away. It just keeps them safe. She's not just another face. She's not just another face. Love that song. Oh, wow. Wait, I should probably draw the face too. The head or whatever. Whoa, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, those will be the top hair. So about anything okay? Think about my future when all I wanna do is worry about everyone but me. Mm-hmm. See, this is Midwestern emo. Am I Midwestern? No. Do I like Midwestern emo? Yes.
Starting off with me that way, that there's no way that I'll assume that you're wasting all of my time to vent about your problems, like how your Instagram stopped working and how your friends bailed on you. But it was funny cause it was the day you were supposed to hang with me. About that, I'm guilty as charged for leading you on a lie that I know is easy to see, but it's crucial.
Bold. And now a clipping mask for the shading. The future, cause all my fucking problems are based around the past. I hate when you call me late at night just to check in to make sure I got nothing to be sad about, but it's alright and I'm okay. I don't need your help Anyway.
I hate having to think about my future when all I wanna do is worry about everyone but me.
So now, when did you first get access to the internet? When I had like unfettered access to the internet, probably. When did I start high school? Well, no, probably actually more like 7th or 8th grade. Because I started really getting heavy into anime in middle school, and I obviously had to watch everything on like skyanime.net or whatever. What was it? What year was that? Like 2011? Yeah. That's about when I started being allowed to like have unfettered access. Other than that, it was never like access to the internet. It was always like girls games or like Barbie CD-ROM games or like the Leapfrog games. So I wasn't really allowed to like play games or anything on the PC. My little brother's having like PCs and games, and my older brother's having PCs and games, like, is super foreign to me. Like, it just was not something I was allowed to do, especially as a girl. I was just not really allowed to do those things. So it just wasn't seemed as valuable to my family for me to like have access to those things, and so I just didn't. I instead had to learn how to cook and clean and all the other things. So, and I'm better for it now. I mean, as a kid it felt pretty bummy, but now I'm better for it, I think, you know. I see a lot of the people who had unfettered access like a lot earlier, and I don't even want to say unfettered. It was like, it was still pretty heavily controlled. My dad always checked my browsing history, and he even had a way to keep track if we tried to open up private browsers. He still had a way of trying to like keep track of that. So there just was like no point in even trying to hide anything. And honestly, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Thank you, Citrus! Welcome to the Build-A-Bears again, GTman199. My anime on YouTube. each episode is split into like 6 parts. Yeah, I also was not allowed to, for the most part, record any cartoons onto the family DVR, so I had to watch all of my favorite cartoons in parts on YouTube usually too. So like I tried really hard to keep up with like Gravity Falls, and I ended up having to let it go. And I tried to keep up with Steven Universe, and I ended up missing out on a lot. And then even Avatar, it was the only reason we got to watch Avatar is because my older brothers liked it too. Otherwise, I would not have been allowed to watch it. But yeah, I was allowed to DVR cooking shows though. I was allowed to DVR cooking shows, and that was about it. Or if I DVR'd like full Disney movies for my little brothers, that was allowed. But yeah. And if my mom came home when we were watching Cartoon Network, I usually got in trouble because she assumed that I forced everybody to watch it. Yeah. 50s family rolled, didn't ya? Pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah. I was living the trad wife experience before I could even be of age to become a trad wife. Now I just I don't know. I stick to a similar routine that I grew up with, just because that's where my comfort is at this point. Like I know there's better. I just stick to what I'm comfortable with though. Yeah, I don't know. My mom began to watch anime with my youngest brother recently, and she was like, yeah, I can see why you liked it so much. Like, there's always so many good plot points, and like the story writing is really good. Like, I'm sorry that, we never let you just like watch your stuff. I should have watched this with you. If you have any recommendations, let me know. And I was just like, no. I will continue to send recommendations to my little brother and he can share them with you, but no, I don't want to share that with you. I don't know. I always was trying to do things with my mom. I really wanted to be like a mommy's girl growing up. Like, I desperately wanted my mom to just like me. And she just didn't. She was just, I don't know, she had a lot of her own trauma that she needed to process, and she just wasn't, and it just was what it was. Are we past that now? I mean, she probably is, and I have to just learn how to let it go. But, yeah. I don't know. It becomes an is what it is pretty quick in my house, so it is what it is. And that's that. No lie, that's sad. Yeah, that's no excuse for not being a parent to your child. Yeah, I have like some horrible horror stories about my mom. Like the time my dad bought me a Barbie dream house, and I thought it was because I had made the straight A honor roll and I was like doing really good in school. And then they had a fight about it, and she was like, I told you she's not getting anything because she was being lippy at church, when really I just had told someone no when they tried to hug me. And the next day I was so excited when she came home. I was like, Mom, look, do you want to play with me? And then they had a fight, and then the next day my dad had to take it back. So yeah. And then I only played with my Barbies if my older brothers wanted to play pretend with me. Otherwise, I did not touch them. My mom fucking sucks. I don't know. I don't know if I agree. I don't know. she is just, I don't know. She's the definition of hurt people hurt people. I think she has a lot of trauma, and it's not an excuse, but she has like so much she's gone through, and it just kind of is what it is. I wouldn't bash her. It just is what it is. She's just an undiagnosed narcissist, and she just needs a lot of prayer. But Germans went away.
Cause you gotta be safe, so hold back your views. We're both leaving soon. I can't fall back on you, cause that's not what I do. I hate to rush you,
Wait. Chat is kind of bloodthirsty. Yeah, chat is a little protective of me. I don't know why. It's not like I'm an angel myself, but I appreciate it. It is interesting. A lot of the stuff my parents did, I didn't really even think about. It was just like, you know, when you live in it, it just is your normal. And so, because it was my normal, I never really like considered it being a bad thing. And it wasn't until I got to college and I started like telling people about myself, and I would share little pieces of my life. They'd be like, "Girl, that's not normal." I'm like, Man, I don't want to be a Reddit or atheist, but it's hard not to. Every time I hear about a parent being online, it's always followed by mentions of church. Yeah, but like, I will say this much. Church was like my only safe space for the most part. Like, people in our church saw the abuse, and they would like constantly try to bring it up and speak on our behalf and help us. So, I don't know. I never blamed God for what I went through, because I don't know. I just have a very autistic way of viewing things. So, free will and what have you, but it's also probably just my own set of beliefs. I think if my parents were in my place and they had to be me, they would probably be atheists, though. I've seen them fold out way lighter than what they've put me through, so yeah. It's kind of sad when you think about it, but airwall. Okay, that's my guideline. Oh no, that's the eraser. Okay, let's lighten that so I have that guideline there. I spent most nights awake, wide awake. Got a strong heart there, so now, yeah. I don't know. I surrounded myself with people who made me feel good, and I think that speaks volumes to the fact that I don't have a lot of IRL friends, because not a lot of people in real life can make you feel good because they just don't see it. You know, we're all like the center of our own universe, right? We all are our own center. It's all about us, right? And so people find it really hard to constantly emote with you, and that's okay. It's completely fine. So, not gonna lie, I'm upset people shouldn't go through that. Yeah, but it is what it is. And I did, and you know, I'm a VTuber, but in all seriousness, I'm okay.
Between the dumpster diving, vandalizing suburban streets, and disturbing the peace, everything we passed, we smashed. It was broken pavement and shattered glass, and you could not read.
Oh my gosh, I hate when it does this. I feel like I have to replace my pen tips soon.
Just after thoughts passing all
Mm-hmm.
we broke. Considered violent and reckless.
Anyway. Most sane VTuber? Well, I don't know. You guys don't seem to think I'm all that Minhera or weird, so I guess. I feel like I don't think there's really any comparison game. There's plenty of stories that I will never tell chat just because it's just people are vicious online, and I recognize that, and I don't think I could ever handle someone questioning it or trying to say anything about me, or that, you know, it's deserved, because people can be like that, and I get that, and I am weak when it comes to that sort of thing. But, you know, it's not lost on me that when I share stories, it sounds bad, but, like, that's only a fraction of it, of what I'm, like, willing to share with you guys. It is a lot worse than you could probably hope for. Unfortunately. So, my concern meter is rising. Doubtful she stands Wendigoon. Yes. We think you're weird in the sense of tism, but we accept it because some of us are tism. True. Most of y'all are a little tisty. A little tisty. Not everything needs to be shared online, shared especially online. True. I find that for me, verbally talking about things, like, helps me process it, right? And so then it's like, oh, it's one thing to be like, oh, it's trauma dumping. It's another thing for me to be like, this is just stories, you know? Like, it's not a time you have to feel bad. Like, it's already past, you know? It's in the past. And it is what it is, and it happened, and I'm okay. Obviously, I'm here. And it could have been so much worse, and in some ways it was so much worse, and, you know, that's just that. Life is full of ups and downs, and sometimes, you know, sometimes we wish we had control, but most of the time we just don't. As much as we want to be the main character, most of the time we end up being side characters to someone else's disastrous plot, and we just kind of have to weather it. And, you know, it becomes a is what it is moment. So, wow, look at that. Fuzzy. Fuzzy Wuzzy. Really autistic. Also, don't push yourself. Like, there are some dark things in the memory banks of many people. Yeah. I don't know. It's not even like I'm pushing myself. I don't feel like I get choked up talking about it. I feel like I just end up having to police myself so that way I don't make anyone else uncomfortable. That took a really long time to get used to, especially in college, where I had to, like, remember that, hey, Sana, no one else has gone through this but you. And that was hard. That was hard adjusting to, and realizing and recognizing that, like, I couldn't just openly share with people because, like, I wasn't around my brothers anymore, so I couldn't just be like, hey, remember when mom did this? Wasn't that crazy? Oh my god. Because people would look at me with this horrifically concerned face, and they'd be like, what did your mom do to you? And I'd be like, oh, yeah, I forgot you guys are normal. Oops, sorry. So I always feel a little like, ooh, yeah, oops, about a lot of this sort of stuff, because it's just like, as much as I'm like, oh yeah, I'm an open book, I can just talk about these things, I have to remember that not everybody has gone through it and is comfortable talking about it. So then it's like, oh, this might get a little uncomfortable, but like, it'll pass. I feel like that's the vibe for most of these sorts of moments where it's like, oh god, Senna, I don't know how to feel. And I'm like, oh, you don't have to feel anything. It's just like, we're just talking. What do you mean feel? Why would you feel anything? That's silly. You're like, you just told me the most horrific horror story about your parents and your life, and now I'm very concerned. And I'm like, LOL, why? I'm fine. I don't live there anymore. It's okay. And then I'm like, oh yeah, because that's probably not normal. That's probably not normal. I'm like, oh, that's going on the list. I'll have to text my brothers after this. Did you know it's not normal? And they'd be like, oh, what? No one else has to go through these things. What the fuck? Trust me, when I say my brothers are just as bamboozled, maybe not so much the younger ones, because, like, while they do be going through some things, not the same that my older brothers and I went through. And so, I feel like, I don't know, they get to a certain point and they're like, it's enough slices. It's enough slices! But yeah. And then I just have to remember, oh god. Chat has trauma, but they usually come from, like, decent families. Not all of them, not all of them. But a lot of you are like, yeah, I love my mom and dad. And I'm like, I do too. And they're like, yeah, but your mom and dad are, like, evil. And I'm like, oh, oops. Well, I just figured that was kind of somewhat normal, but okay. My bad. Because it's natural to care. People care about you. But I'm okay. But I'm alright. I still love my parents too, but damn, sometimes it's just hard. Yeah, it is. It is. I feel like it's harder for you because you still have to, like, be under the same roof right now. I feel like, I will say, on the other side of it, like, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. When you're not, like, under the same roof, it is so much easier to just love them from afar. Gotta go. Enjoy making art. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Have a good one. I mean, my dad did get weird stuff sometimes as a kid. Yeah. I don't know. My parents are just, they're just different. Just a different experience. Never mind. I wish I could cover something from American football, but, like, they'd be taking forever to sing, and then it ends up sounding like talking. I can't do that. I'm like, man, this is so good to listen to. Could never cover it. Okay. Ah! Too thick, too thick. It's not often you hear me say that. Yeah, I don't like that line. That's a really ugly line. I mean, my mom is a bit verbally, and I want to yell at her, "You don't deserve to be in my life," sometimes, but I still love her. Yeah, I don't know. My mom can be really, like, kind of a... I don't know. She can just kind of flip at the... She just flips, man. And it's just, like, it's kind of sad. Like, I have, like, the most vivid memory, and it's a sad one, and I literally can't talk about it because... She literally is like, "Oh, so you're still dangling that one over my head?" And I'm like, "No, I just, like, it haunts me." Like, I have nightmares about it, but okay. But, like, she literally was just like, oh, I have, like, nightmares about 2 things she said to me in my life, because it was just, like, just the most cold-blooded, "You're my mom, like, why would you say that," right? And I'll only tell you the one. The other one is, like, way too sad. But she, like, we were having, like, a verbal altercation where she was snapping at me about something, and she, like, was running up the stairs because I have a vicious mouth and she was losing. I have to make it a little funny to soften the blow. But she was, like, going up the stairs, and she was like, "I hate you. And I wish that you were never born, and part of why I always wanted another daughter was so I could have a do-over." I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna die." But it's like, now I can look at it and be like, wow, you're a really broken individual. Like, I just can't imagine. Having raised my little brothers, I literally, like, I've had those, like, super tired days where, like, I just couldn't be there the way I needed to be for them. And I just can't imagine looking at them. Like, my brother stayed with me for the summer, and, like, we bickered back and forth about a few things, but I literally cannot imagine looking at him, because he's a child, and going, "I hate you." I just can't. It doesn't click, you know? It just doesn't click. If someone said that to me, I'd punch them until my hand goes numb. Yeah, we have had a wrestling match. And it was when I was a lot, like, smaller in size, and when my one older brother was just, like, I don't know, fucking ape. And would just, like, beat me up. I just was not good at defending myself. So it didn't end well. And I never challenged it again, because I figured if I ever needed to, I knew where it would hurt the most, because playing family therapist means that you know all of their actual problems and where to cut the deepest. And I have used that in my own exploitative ways when needed. When I had my big blow-up fight with my parents before I moved back up here, my mom tried to defend my dad when he was spouting off some ridiculous nonsense, and I just went, "This is your one and only warning to leave this argument before it gets ugly for you." And she said, "What does that mean?" I said, "Okay, warning's over." And I just laid into her and made her feel super bad that she went and hid in the backyard crying. So, like, I'm not exactly guilt-free, but yeah, I haven't been a prim and proper angel the whole time, you know. I've lashed out, been very disrespectful in my approach, so I do bear some weight, right? But now I'm at a point where I just don't put up with it, and my mom knows that. And my dad really knows that if they push the envelope even a little bit, it's over. They'll be out of my life, because I have worked very hard for the little bit of peace that I have, and I'm not giving up for anybody. So, yeah. For anybody. Okay, I do need to make this bang longer. I kind of felt like I may need to. Oh shit. Did that pink line go away? No. Oh, it's right here. Okay. I was like, oh no! Okay. It's fine. Okay. You want to have something that covers the entirety of your bald head. And then without these tendrils, how well covered is that? Not well covered. Okay. These are like these small things that you go in and fix after the fact. But you literally want to have it to where you have your entire bald head covered without the movable pieces. And of course that bang will move, but it will mainly be the lower half that moves, so it's not as big a deal or as much of a disruption. But yeah, let's go right into this. Now it's fully covered. Boom. There you go. I don't know, you got backed into a corner. It seems kind of justified. Yeah. I mean, I never usually... Hold on, I have to think. I don't want to be dishonest. No, I wasn't one to pick fights. I was always defending. I was always playing defense. I was always playing defense. Anything I ever said that was super reckless, it was always just like me having to defend myself. And never having anyone in my corner. So. Leave or I'm going to verbally nuke you. Basically, y'all are a family of bears, you know? Yeah. Yeah, basically in all ways possible, I am a bear. And I have a vicious bite. A very vicious bite. Yeah, I don't know. My older brother and I were all patched up from... We all came to terms with everything. One older brother, he used to just like... I don't know, just wail on me. He apologized years ago in like this super sweet love letter of an apology. And so I really don't try to talk about it because it's just not who he is. He was the definition of hurt people. My parents were also not very easy to him. He had a lot more ease than I did for a lot of things, and I think he realized that, which is part of why the apology happened. But I think he realized that even after everything, I was always going to be in his corner because I love my brothers. And I was never going to allow anyone to talk bad about him. This is the one with lead poisoning, so I was never going to let anyone talk bad about him or try to make it seem like he was unworthy of love or kindness. I remember one church camp year, there was a kid in our church who was autistic, and we had this like, let's all hash it out with the teen girls and figure out what all the problems were, and it was meant to be a confrontation of me because I snapped at one of the ladies' daughters for being boy crazy, which you're not supposed to be at church. And I ended up switching it all up and being like, I'm gonna need all of you to stop bullying my brother. Because if he continues, I'm taking it to the pastor, and if he doesn't do something about it, I will make your lives a living hell. I know all of your secrets, every single one of the teens and the adults. I will spread it like wildfire. Do not be mean to my brother anymore. And I'm like, if you can be nice to the kid with autism, with Asperger's, why can you not be nice to my brother, who's just as gentle, just as funny, just as sweet, just as kind? Why? Because he's overweight? Because he doesn't look as sweet because he's plump? He's a big teddy bear. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of you talking about him. I'm sick of you saying ugly things about him. I'm sick of you bringing gossip about him to me as if I give a shit. I don't care if you saw him pick his nose. So what? He's a guy, for one, and for two, the fuck do you care? Are you licking his finger? Why do you care? oh, you don't want him around the little kids. He's helping me raise these little kids in our house. Fuck you. And it was like a big thing. And they were all like, oh. And I looked at the adults and I said, and if you can't be nice to him and lead by example, then I will bring up all of your business in front of the church. And let's just say I didn't see anyone be mean to him anymore. Not outwardly. I never heard a, hey, sister so-and-so's being mean to me. Never heard about it. You seem somewhat aggressive. I know you're a mama bear. Yes. Asperger's with a side of fries, basically. You're seriously one of the coolest people I know. I respect the hell out of you, Senna. I just don't... I don't know. As much as I, like, make jokes and stuff, like, I have a special spot in my heart for people who are, like, you know, the resource kids. All of my friends growing up were resource kids because I was only friends with people who would be friends with my brother. So, the mob could use your services. Yeah, and I just, like, pick up on gossip sometimes. And I don't spread it. I keep it to myself. I'll talk to my brothers about it because it's something to talk about when we get bored. But, like, the way I could have just, like, decimated full-on families in that church if they continued what they were doing. Wait, hold on. This is a good song. 2 beers and... or it feels like it's one of those nights to forget. The more that I drink, the more that I feel broken and alone at a party with friends. Fuck! Everything about this. I could scream this in the ugliest way too, but I don't want to wake up my neighbors. This is such a good song. I should just release a minute cover of this. Oh, I really want to. Shit. Oh, no, hold on. I can't. I don't think I can do it. Yeah, it's too loud. I don't think I can. Oh, I want to so bad. I think I might go on a drive after stream. It doesn't make me sad to talk about these things. It just, like, makes me remember, like, how angry I was at everything. I was so angry. I spent so much of my life just being angry and feeling so unseen and so unheard. And by the time I finally found my voice, people were terrified of me. Terrified of me. Everything about this. I don't know. I get scared when I see how angry I can get about these sorts of things, though. Because it's like, I don't know, that's not me. I'm not that person. I'm not that person who flies off the handle at the drop of a hat, and then it's like, you involve my brothers, it's like, I see red. I just see red. I just see red. Young Senna was a Zula. Kinda. She was like my spirit animal. My brother is mentally challenged. Unfortunately, I was younger by 3.5 years. A lot of people took advantage of my brother before I was old enough to do something about it. People are cruel. Yeah, my brother was 3 years older than me, but he was held back a year. He ended up graduating. Oh, I don't know if he wants people to know that. Oh, it's okay. It's nothing to be ashamed of. He ended up graduating only a couple months before me because the proficiency exams in our state were just super hard for him. And it took that long for it to click for him. And he just struggles with like English and like reading comprehension so bad. But everything else he does fairly decent at. And I felt terrible. I knew that's not what he wanted, was to graduate like the same year as his sister. I I was worried that it would bug him, but we have graduation photos together where I'm literally like kissing him on the cheek and we're like smiling really big, and like there's some of my favorite photos with him. And then I just took a selfie recently when I took my little brothers to the arcade, and my kid brother took the photo because they're both taller than me and his arms are so long, so he took the picture and we look so cute. And I'm like, man, I wish I could just share this with someone. It's so good. Like, it's such a good photo. I'm like, dang. I really do be like that. But it's such a good, like, it just makes me happy every time I see it. I should just make it my lock screen. But yeah, I just like my brothers. I love my brothers. Those are my best friends. But they're also long distance best friends. I don't know. My one brother really wants to move near me, and I feel bad because I might move eventually, like in the next year. So I don't know. I'm telling him to just move east and like figure it out, but like I'm looking all over the place. So I don't know. I don't want him to like get over here and have me be like, that's cool, peace. They're very lucky. Yeah, not to brag or anything, but I think I'm the favorite sibling for all of them. I don't think they'll all admit it at the same time, but I think I'm the favorite because, I don't know, I'm just willing to meet all of them halfway. I think I just am at a different stage in my life than them, so like I can just see things a lot clearer about a lot of different things that they just aren't ready to receive, right? And a lot of things regarding my parents especially. And so, I don't know. Yeah. I remember when my brother broke his leg. This is similar to when my dad had his car wreck literally just a week ago. He's out of the hospital, by the way. Sorry, he's out of the hospital. We're waiting on an angiogram. He didn't receive it in the hospital, so we're waiting on an angiogram for an update about what's going on with all of that. But yeah, I don't know. My mom has this thing where like she has everything going on with her stuff, and I think she is genuinely mad that it's not all focused on her, that she feels like my dad's trying to steal her spotlight or something crazy. And so I'm not hearing a lot about what's going on with him, which is extremely frustrating because it's like I can care about both of you. But yeah, so then I had no one to get angry at in my life, so I got very angry at myself. I don't know. I get angry at myself, but it's like I'm in control of me. If I'm angry at myself for something, I can at least fix it. I can't fix other people. Although I'd love to. I'd really love to. I've had to come to realize a lot of things about a lot of people very quickly. I feel like all of my friendships end up being learning lessons. But yeah. Where I just feel like I end up having to force myself to understand that nobody goes in full force the way that I want them to on the friendship sphere of things. And I think I just am looking for someone to fill the gap that my siblings have left behind until I get to be around them. And I think I'm just now coming into the realization of that. But yeah, I've learned that lesson pretty hard recently. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard. Just got done painting my model. Awesome! Okay. What the other thing is, the amount of people in school who literally couldn't wrap their minds around the fact that, like, I had never had a sip of alcohol until I got to college. I had never, like, smoked marijuana or tobacco or anything. Like, I just, I had taken ibuprofen. Like, I just hadn't really been around that. My whole entire family does not drink. So it's, like, super weird anytime, even out here, like, right, I went to that church thing, that church game night. It was all women. It was just a women's game night. And they were like talking about like, during one of the devotional, they were like, thank God we can still drink wine. We just can't be drunk. And I was just like, what? I was like, oh yeah, I forget. Y'all are New Age Christians. Okay. I was so like gobsmacked. I was like, is she allowed to say that? Can we call her a witch? Can we like, witch? Get out! Get the hand, Satan! Satan! That's how I felt. And then I was like, why am I judging? I need to focus on my own path and what I'm pursuing. But I was like so surprised because I was just like, hello? Someone please come pick me up, I'm scared. I was scared. I was like, come on, don't bug out. I was scared. I was like, are you allowed to say these things? Like, and you don't explode? Are you sure? I'm Catholic, so yeah. I find that like because it's like New England, right? Everything, even when it's not like actually Catholic, is heavily Catholicized, and so then like a lot of Catholics are like, yeah, I still drink, and I'm like, oh, excuse you. I say drinking is a vice because guys, you're not supposed to. They're like, no, that's just y'all. I was like, oh, okay. If God didn't want drinking, he would have smoked the German monks. I don't know. The smiting god was mainly the god of the Old Testament. The God of Israel. That was something that was really bugging me. And my pastor's been like doing the names of God type of message. And it's not like an uncommon message for pastors to do. But it's like all the different names of God, right? The great I am, Almighty God, the Lord of Lords, right? But he's been like also doing like the Hebrew names. And I don't know why. It just doesn't sit well with me anymore. It feels so much like a syncretic religion when you start trying to weave in like parts of Judaism into Christianity. Because it's just like, it can be, they are their own things, you know? Or at least I think they are. But I don't know, maybe that's just me. It's like one of those things that I've been slowly like, I don't really like seeing in the modern church. Because it just feels too disjointed, you know? But that's me. My God is a cool guy that loves me very much. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot of that ends up being doctrine. Yeah, everybody just kind of falls different on different lines of doctrine. And you can be like, oh, I'm right, or I'm right, or I'm right. But at the end of the day, it's just like, it's just doctrine. It's kind of just where you lean. You know, if you feel guilty about it, then you can use that as your moral compass. And if you don't, then you don't. You know? What do you think, guys? She's shaping along pretty nice, huh? Let me balancing talking and drawing. It's because I got a nap in today, guys. Should be super tangent septuagint Greek names. Yeah, so it's like they'll do the Old Testament primarily, which I also kind of have started not liking as much in like I feel like the Old Testament is meant for the modern day Christian to reflect back on, not to use as its talking point, because it's not the gospel. And it was written for, you know, the Israeli, the Jew, the Hebrews. It was not written for Gentile Christians. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how else to word that. It sounds super like, woo, but like, it's really just like, this is meant to be more of a historical text. You know? Whereas New Testament feels more like for us. Does that make sense? Ah, she looks great. Thanks. Makes me feel a bit uncanny too when churches focus on the rituals of the action of religion instead of inspiring the modern man to learn and evangelize. Yeah. Yeah, and then like giving all the names of God and then like not giving an altar call. I'm like, oh, that's a little weird. So, I don't know. This has been my only qualm with the guy, though. He's otherwise very sound. You know, he's very sound mind biblically. I just don't know. I just don't like that. But I've never been a fan of that kind of thing. It just feels like they're putting on airs, you know? The Old Testament is for understanding where everything started. Yeah, and it's also meant to be kind of also something to refer back to for like, you know, fulfillment of prophecy, right? Because in a lot of Christ's teachings, he refers back to the Old Testament and goes, you know, as prophesied, right? So, I think that's important. But I don't know. I'm not saying it's not important. The Psalms are amazing. The whole entire book of Genesis is beautiful. You know, just like learning about these things are wonderful, right? But I also just, I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. This sounds like Isa. I should send this to her and be like, cover it. I don't know, I stopped going to church for a very long time. The one I'm going to now is so different than anything I've ever been to, but it's just really soulful and loving. I'm really digging it, and it's actually been a huge help for me. Yeah, I think that was my also issue, is that, like, I feel like I would be happier literally anywhere else strictly because I'm not exactly happy at the church I'm at. Even though I'm serving in it and, like, it is scripturally sound, I just feel like, I don't know, it's just New England nice. It's just New England nice, where it's a high and by, but nobody, like, really cares. Although this new pastor, our interim, is very nice, and his wife is up my hiney, because I forgot that we had Bible study this morning, and she was like, Senna, we missed you. But she also said on Monday that this Bible study would be very beginner friendly for people who are like new to the faith, and I was like, oh, I kind of don't want to go to it then, because like I feel like, I don't know if anyone who is Christian in the chat can like understand this, but like I feel like I leave church starving. Like I just feel so hungry for like something with a little more meat to it. Like the sermons are great, they're nice, but they just feel lacking. Like I just feel like I've not been properly fed and I've not been properly prepared to face the next week. You know? Does that make sense? Never coming back. Sounds like they lack 20-minute conversations after church community. No, they do. So this is the thing. I've been going there since April of last year, and they have a whole like area where you can talk and stuff. I've put myself out there so many times. I think it's just because I don't look. I don't look the part. I don't know how else to put it. I just don't look the part. Like I don't know how else to explain it. I just don't look like some New England young 25-year-old. I look like, I don't know. I also feel like people don't talk to me because they assume I'm a kid. Like, after I sang last Sunday, all the people were coming up and they're like, it was so nice to see such a young girl up there. And I was like, I get that you're old, so maybe you're, like, just being nice, but, like, how old do you think I am? So maybe that's part of it. Maybe I look too young. Which, I don't know, I feel like I look fucking old right now. Like, I look at myself and I'm like, you've aged. This town is no good for you, Sana. You've aged. But I don't know. I feel filled, but then again, I have a very intelligent, well-spoken priest. See? But they're all intelligent and well-spoken, they just don't dig deep enough. Like, it's just very glossary, because it's like the church itself is very milquetoast. I don't know. There's the difference between being comfortable in a church than being called to a church. The church my family went to in high school kind of kicked my family off the roster when my mom stopped taking us because of family issues. It's a long story to tell you. Whew! You need severity and discipline, in-depth cults? No, I don't need that. I just like, I don't know. I know my Bible very, very well. Like very, very well, and not in a way of like, oh, I know my Bible. But like, when I did go on the ladies' retreat in the fall, if you guys remember, I was gone for like a little 3-day weekend stint. They like prefaced the study, and it was like this huge group of women. They prefaced the study. They're like, ladies, we're going to be reading primarily out of the Bible, and they were like all of them were like, oh, and I like saw people within my own church body struggle to find like the book of James quickly, and I was like, oh. They're like, oh, I got saved in 1980, and they're like still just babes in Christ because they just don't do any reading outside of church. You're technically not raised New England. You know how some people are. Basically, yeah. I get asked like all kinds of stuff. Like when I go, they're like, I get asked if I'm a veteran. When someone does think I look older, I get asked if I'm like a veteran and I retired there, or like I, served. So maybe I just carry myself with way too much authority. I don't know. It's crazy. Brewing. Harmony. I'm so bad at singing harmony. So good at playing harmony. So bad at singing harmony. Oh, yeah, this should be God is okay. I wish he were more merciful in earlier books. Well, he had to teach them a lesson. No. Someone had to be the guinea pig. There are plenty of people with an aversion to reading books in general, and they're perfectly happy with someone regurgitating scripture than taking the time to digest the material for themselves. Yeah, and that's true. Although I do worry, because, like, sometimes you can, you know, be susceptible to just, like, blindly accepting what people are saying. That would be my primary concern, but yeah. He had a lot to teach, and they didn't want to listen, so he gave up and went to Rome instead. He went to his own, and his own received him not. Anyway, look at this. Look at how much we've gotten done. Oh my gosh. Look at how pretty she is. This is your model, chat. You came up with her. I just brought her to life. Because I'm so benevolent. Very cute. Okay, now we gotta do the neck. I feel like the neck is thicker than I usually make the neck. But I also feel like I probably just got used to looking at Senna's last tour. Which, by the way, is almost done. Is it a free model? Of course! Yeah, when I do these, like, model builds, if it's not someone's personal model that they've given me permission to, like, film, it's a model for chat to use. Now I gotta go a little bit above the lines. Oh shit. No, higher. Higher, yeah. And you're going, wait, why do you need to go that high? I promise you, I really do actually need to go that high. Let's wait a clip for this. I have to, mainly just so I can have the head angles I want without having to worry about like a big ball. So I draw all the way up to the nose. Last tour, are you going away? No, Girls Last Tour. Girls Last Tour. It's based off of the show. I have a Girls Last Tour themed model. Yeah, I can show you in a sec. To lower the opacity a bit on this so I can see where I place the shadow on the sketch because I liked the placement of that. I'm going to draw over that line a bit just so I have a bleed to work with. And I'm going to do this to make sure that it's completely full. Could have dropped it, but it's okay. Now we can up the opacity. We can turn back on the head. Yes. And then we can also gradually gradient it. Gradually. There you go. Erase down here. What's the name of this song again? This is Under the Weather by Satisfied. We'll talk about it later under the weather. There. And that'll be the neck. My one older brother showed me a song and he thought I didn't know it. And I was so like, yes, I know this song. I started singing it with him and he was like, you know this song? And I'm like, holy crap. Okay. I'll probably actually put it under the bangs, but yeah. Crying her Mike Wazowski skirt. Oh my god, that's so funny. The image for this song is hilarious.
I just got a new apartment, and I think that that's pretty cool. But I know I'm just gonna use it to stay home from school.
I feel like this is gonna get super loud out of nowhere and it's gonna piss me off.
Haven't been the same my dad died.
Girl, I don't give a shit. Fuck you.
A-okay, I'm keeping it by.
Bye. You ever just sit in your truck? I think I liked that song at one point. Sounds like dun, 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 but it's not. Don't worry.
Moved all my shit to my parents' basement and down to my own apartment. And I know things change, but I'm not sure when. I guess you call this progression. I left a real job and a girlfriend. Convinced myself that I'm brave enough for all is well. I spent a whole year in airport and the floor feels like home. At least we're never alone. I lost track of the time, so I call it you know. I'm running on empty, and the late nights and the long drive start to get to me. I'm just so tired.
I'm so tired.
Serious and ghost, and I'm not sure what I'm looking for.
Too loud. What's the color of the inside of the ear? Is it purple? I don't know if I spiritually agree with that. Make it a light pink instead. Yeah, this looks better. Holy shit. Oh my gosh. There we go. Oh my god, please stop freezing up. Thank you. This is not that big of a file. Stop being a dork.
Came out swinging from a South Philly basement, caked in stale beer and sweat under half-lit fluorescents, and I spent the winter.
Okay, I'm just gonna do one side with the earrings, but I'm gonna have that asymmetry, so that chain's gonna be on this side, and put the earrings on this side. Yeah. There we go. Oh shit, I didn't mean for it to be assisted. Shit, fuck, shit, fuck. Oh my gosh.
Where's your respect? And didn't your father teach you anything before he left?
No. LOL. There we go.
There. There. There's that, and then there. Good night, Joller. Have a good one. Get some good rest. Boom. Now there's this one. My way. Man. I used to be so delusional. Anyway. I posted a picture of my model, the construction zone, if you want to see it. Okay. I'll check it out after stream. If that's okay. We'll see. Of course. Oh, I have a sneeze. Oh, that was a bad one.
Like you, Jess, and I'll go run into the kitchen and make pastries with sprinklers on them. Then throw some dumb pajama outfit on, and then tell other people how to live their life.
It's not a pajama outfit. They're called pajamas.
That's what I said.
Nick, why don't you go back in your room and put on your stupid flannel and keep not living up to your potential?
You're a crazy person,
I'm
Jess.
not. I'm just saying things that you don't want to hear.
You know what I would like to hear from you?
What?
Silence. So real. Silence, please. Just shut up. You know who I would love to make super sad songs? Some sad emo shit? Ken Ashcorp. I would eat that shit up. Oh my god, I would eat that shit up. And I mean sad, like this sad. Oh wait, I know that's not his style, but I feel like his voice would be so well suited to it. Eat it up. That would pop off. Dude, I wish I could just be like, hey Ken, you should make this. But I never want to overstep. Cause, you know, that's one of my Oshis. I adore him. Oh shit. This one has to go higher.
Dread to think what my parents would say. It's nice outside, I should go see the world. I'd rather sit alone and text this girl I only met the other night. I know it's hopeless, but that's alright.
Ta-da!
I know it's hopeless, but that's alright.
It looks really scary. Hold on. I'll fix it. Ta-da! But that's alright. Hey, Sina. Yes. I bet he'd be happy to do it. I will now click this and harass Ken about this. No! Reverse psychologize him? Psychologize him into doing it? I don't know. I, I adore him. 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 I adore h and I want him to adore me as a VTuber. I want to be adored. He's just cool. Very talented. He's cool. I'm gonna deal with this first, actually. To everyone. My delusional ass is very delusional, and I think one day I could afford to pay Ken Ashcourt to help me write a song. But it's okay, I'm allowed to be delulu. I'm a VTuber. I do.
Gonna scout for fun.
Oh my gosh. What? Stop. Save your coin. Save your coins. Save your coins, Grandpa. You never know when you could win the lotto. Dun, 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 dun. Nope. We're just gonna repeat this whole album.
I'm tired of failing. It's making a hole in my heart and in my head. I finally lost.
That Chris already at the Jackal when he discovered you and Carrie.
Oh my gosh. Save him for Carrie. I don't want to fight with her. I don't want to fight with my wife. Save it for her. No compete. Okay. I need to just... Oh man, that was a loud hiccup. I'm sorry. Whoa! Oh, that was delayed, huh? Is that a Larry the Cable Guy AI voice? You know it. Absolutely. In this modern era, abso-freaking-lutely. Love Larry. Are you not vibing with Larry? There.
It sounded familiar, yeah, off, so I wasn't sure. Okay. Well, it's because it's AI. I feel like it's not the best sample in the world, but that's okay. We make do. He also like has like a mini stroke every time he's used. If it's someone tries to like make him talk more than like a line of sentence.
Turn off my cell phone, I'm going off the grid. Which for me is eating Cheetos in my bed, watching movies and drinking chocolate milk alone. I guess it's my antisocial tendencies that are keeping me from my friends and the things that could be helping me get by. Oh, but it'll get better.
Better.
They say step by
Step, day by day, inch by inch.
play by play, but I'm scared I might not have that kind of time.
Has anyone watched the live action for Avatar? I tried to watch one episode and I tismed out too hard and had to turn it off. I literally was like, this isn't accurate, this isn't accurate, this isn't accurate, and then I had to literally turn it off. It was like boiling my blood. It was pretty bad. Oh shit. Okay. Boom. What do you think? Looking good? I haven't even seen the original. Well, cancel everything else that you wanted to watch because it's really good. No, I don't have Netflix. I don't watch it on Netflix. Huh? Y'all be paying for shit? Oh my god. I've heard not great things about it overall. Yeah. Biggest thing I've seen crop up a lot is that Aang is way too sad / mopey versus the cartoon. I don't even care about all of that. Literally within like the first 10 minutes of the episode, they were like, they started it wrong. It did start with him in the freaking iceberg. They were like, let's have a flashback to this. And I was like, my one older brother was like, they're just world building for like a different audience. This isn't for the people who watched and enjoyed this. This is for a Netflix audience. And they're explaining everything ahead of time so that way no one's confused. No one else knows about it the way that fans who already watched know about it. I'm like, the Western anime wannabe that actually made it. Yeah, the fact
Alright. Yeah, alright.
My sweater on the board. I'll leave your bag under the stairs.
Anyway, doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. I'll figure it out in breaking. It doesn't matter. I can just clip it to the layer I need to clip it to. Anyway. I don't know a Chinese from a Japanese from a Laotian. Yeah, duh. Hilarious is that Boeing video of a woman in club clothes and long ass nails and pack screwing import bolts on the cabin. When will Netflix race up Cinna? They did. It's called The Little Mermaid. And any other role like it. Okay. I don't really feel like it matters too much. To be honest with you, it's just like of note, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, I see. And then you move on.
I sleep well alone now. I sleep well alone now.
I sleep well alone now. I sleep well alone now. Da-da-da. Maybe it's just me, but if your characters are well written and do their jobs, why does it matter what they look like? Exactly! It's never once bothered me that the physical appearance of a character is, but if your characters are shit, you have to take any excuse you can to cover that up. Literally! Literally. I'm just like, why can't you just have like a normal character? But then, it's like a double-edged sword, right? Because I've heard like full on in writing courses that I've taken and then just like public discussions that I've had, it's like, oh, I just want characters that can just like be a good character and then just happen to be this race, right? But it's like the second you try to provide that, it's like, oh, well, you're a white person writing it, so you're not writing about our culture and you don't understand what it's really like and blah blah blah. So then it's like, okay, well then I'll write it according to your culture. Then it's like, oh, you're stereotyping us, you're you know, stigmatizing things. So it's like you can never just like win the argument, right? Because it's like at that point you have to recognize that it's not really an argument, it's just people just being mad because they're mad. They're just mad. They're just mad. It's not about winning at that point. It's literally just about you know, them self-soothing by hating you. So I think that's really all it comes down to, is that, you know, people's form of, you know, soothing their own fragile egos or how they feel about these things ends up being this huge echo chamber of, we want this, we want this, we want this, and then when you deliver on it, it's, well, but not from you. And it's interesting because, like, I mean, we can sit here, we can discuss percentages, and we can say, oh, well, you know, this demographic reads this type of novel, and so therefore, you know, catering to this demographic makes more sense. And we could, like, pull up all the charts, and we could say, hey, this is what sells, or whatever. And at the end of the day, right now, we are living in a period where the thing that sells the most is this whole weird woke conscious thing. And it's just a little annoying. That's all. I think it's alright to notice it. I don't think it needs to be like the crux of who you are. But I think it's okay to notice it, you know? Tears over beers once again. Dragon Ball is a massive success because Goku is... I don't know, but I just know that it's a matter of, if you like the characters and the characters are well written, you don't end up caring about it. I feel like Japanese anime is a really poor excuse, because originally anime, and like even now a lot of anime, is not made with a Western audience in mind. So they're making people who represent their own culture, right, and look like themselves. I don't think that's the most unfair thing in the world. You can be like, oh, but they make them pale. They draw, it's a thing. They draw things that, like, the faces of anime characters look like cats. That's it. In his mind. Pretty much, not a single person had a... You never seen Dragon Ball? No, not really. I felt really bad for certain communities that obviously adore Dragon Ball, but I never really watched it. I couldn't get into the art style, and all the fighting was just not for me. And I feel bad saying that because I know it's like a classic, right? And it's like a good entry anime for a lot of people. But my entry anime was technically Inuyasha. So, sorry. I'm not saying it's bad though. I just didn't really grow up watching it. So, I mean, I was only allowed to watch so much anime, you know, on my own in general. I was gonna pick things that, you know, tickled my fancy a bit more. So, Inuyasha and Dragon Ball, it's bad. And so is One Piece. Oh, I don't know. One Piece, they're both interesting. I feel like I could watch them now as an adult and appreciate them differently. But as a kid, I was like, why are they always yelling? I don't know. To be fair, I grew up in a house of people constantly yelling, so I didn't really want to watch it in my media. It's probably why My Chemical Romance is my favorite band, because they're not really a screamo band, right? They don't do a lot of yelling. So that's why I can put on all of their songs and not feel too overwhelmed. Sometimes when it's like too much yelling, if it's not like just metal yelling, it like, I don't know. I get really overwhelmed just from my own parents. So I don't know. I feel like I'm in trouble.
Couldn't enjoy 5 minutes of recap, 15 minutes of power-up yelling, 5 minutes of fighting, and then 5 minutes of next time on Dragon Ball Z. Yeah. Is that a gigantic success with the black community and Latin America in general, even though there's no representation at all? It's just because people like it. I'm not saying they shouldn't like it. I'm just saying I have never really given it a fair shot, so I don't feel like I am entitled to that much of an opinion. I just know that there is a lot of yelling. And I just don't cope well with that. I don't mind being loud, and if I know you're like safe and you're being loud, I don't get too caught up in it, but yeah, I don't know. I'm baby, I guess. More than she needs him, oh, won't I? Oh, just walks away. Secrets just keeps them safe. Just another face. Just another face. Probably why I don't like scream a lot in my own stuff. Not really, I don't know. I think once you get me to like a screaming level of fighting back at someone, it's just like, that's it, that's the end of it. I've only had to scream at one friend my entire life. We're not friends anymore. So, I am just taking the piss. I was a joke about Popo being a token minority. Oh. It's for young men, clearly, for kids who grew up in the 90s and 2000s. I don't know. I don't really worry about who it's for. I just didn't really watch it. So I don't have a strong opinion, I'm sorry. Thank you, GT man. So yelling gets you? Do fireworks or loud noise get you, or any other triggers or so overwhelming? No, just yelling. And even then, if it's just like normal yelling, it's fine. It's like, it's a certain tone. Like if it sounds super aggressive, it bothers me. But also if there's like just too many people talking at once, it bothers me. But really it's just like people talking, people's voices usually get to me. Yeah. I think the only like other musical or audio trigger I have is just like I don't like breakcore at all. It like sends me into fight or flight. Certain music I've listened to and then like had to skip the song because it sends me like all the way over the edge. Like it's too, I don't know, anxiety inducing. But yeah, I don't get overstimulating too often, but like I used to get really bad overstimulated when my little brothers were very little. And like, say my one brother was throwing a tantrum, my mom was yelling, my dad starts yelling, my older brother's yelling at video games in his room, my other older brother's like silent as a mouse, and now the kid brother started crying, and I get so like, don't talk to me, I will be aggressive and snap at you, otherwise like, I shut down. It's just bad. Breakcore is good for coding. That's so weird. The F is breakcore. It's okay, breakcore sucks. I feel like it does, but so many people do like it. So many people talking does the same to me. I get physically tired. Yeah. I don't know. Also, for those of you who are using the suggestions tab in the Discord, just a side note, and you have like Cinna suggestions, it's not that I'm not working on it, it's just that I'm making it all according to the updated design, so I obviously can't like put it in to be approved until like the night before, maybe even like
2 or 3 days before. Here's my other thing is, people like take like an actual like little break before they like do a debut. And I just don't know if I can do that. Do you guys would be too worried that you guys would forget about me? I don't know. Oh, also, if you're like, oh, Cinna, so how's the YouTube thing? I don't think they'll ever monetize me again. I'm technically up for monetization, and I go to try and apply for it, and it goes, you no longer qualify. So, I guess that's that. Which makes me super salty and not want to stream on there at all. But you know, I might from time to time, just because. But I don't know. No way. Yeah. I don't know if I'm like looking at something wrong, but I don't know. Thank you. Thank you, Citrus. Holy cow. Rebuild hill here. That's what I've been trying to do. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Welcome. That one Nekosune, Sanban, Skelly Jellyman. Oh, I like that name. Murphy X217, X Nectar, Badok Channel, Demon Dandy, Just Some Nuts, Sir Pablo the Great 69, nice, Joku 2122, the Builder Bears. Oh my gosh, they killed you, Senna. You bastards, yeah. Well, guess I'm free from making shorts. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I have to look into it a bit more, but yeah. I like Twitch better for chubas. Yeah. Yeah. Not everyone does. I definitely lost a good chunk of bears, but that's okay. Fuck them. They are for me, they're against me. Okay. Time for the next board. Okay. Assist. I think I'm gonna draw both of these on the same layer. And then separate them in post, but yeah. Neil is the Antichrist. They are building the third temple. Yeah, I guess so. Get the saw, get the hammer, Citrus, get the pile driver. This is a good spot. I don't have every single one of them, sadly. I mean, I'm not gonna shut the channel down. I'll still be posting covers there and, you know, edited content and VODs probably at some point. But yeah, yeah. I don't know, I gotta look into it a bit more, but it looks like it's pretty much clips for me. And, you know, while I'll still want to stream there, I don't want to, like, I don't know. So now, what is your view of beauty? What do you mean? What do you mean, and what is my view of beauty? Unless you have a contact inside, you're screwed. Yeah. You worked so hard on that channel. Yeah, I did. But, you know what? It is what it is. It's definitely very hard not to look at it and be like, man, do I keep going? Like, man. But then it's like, it's not about that. But I just feel bad because it's like, I built such a strong community there. I feel bad to like abandon it. I don't know. Lots of emotions. I won't cry about it because it's just like, whatever. It's crying over spilled milk at this point. But yeah, it sucks to like see I hit 8K at one point while I was still not streaming, and it's like, what do I do about this? So I don't know. I think like once a month or so cooking streams maybe. I don't know. I have to think about it. A lot to think about. Bother on social media is the only way to make them look at you. It might be a
whole thing of calling. I know that at one point I had to call on behalf of Bagman to get him like unshadow banned from chats and stuff, so brought it up and forced him to want to tune in. Yeah. I don't know, I feel like the people who haven't followed me over here at this point just don't give a shit about me. So I almost feel like saying fuck you to them, you know? Like, you're letting a website determine whether you support me or not. Like, clearly you just never cared in the first place. That's my whole look of it right now, which is really one very, very close-minded. So I'm trying to just pray on it. But I'm like very spiteful about it. Like, when I first started posting my Twitch link, people were very like fucking rude about it in comments even, and I'm just like, you know, I can see this, right? Like, fuck you. Like, you're afraid of a fucking website? Like, oh, I hate Twitch, I hate Twitch. You sound retarded. Sorry. Do you think you're pretty? Do I think I'm pretty? Sometimes. When I put in effort, but sometimes when I put in effort, I just see fake. But I don't know. I struggle because like on one hand I'm like, LOL, I'm so pretty, but it's just like, I don't know. I feel like I'm just being goofy. I don't know if I do seriously see myself as pretty. No, I don't know. Probably not. I see myself as decent. You know, I get by slightly above mid. That's what I say. Average YouTuber users be like, ooh, I hate Twitch because it has ads. Well, it wouldn't have ads. Okay, if you just came and chatted, people are super generous over here. That's all you gotta do. You just have to chat a little bit and people are like, oh my god, I'll gift you, you're chatting. Is your view of beauty first, third, or second point of view? First, second, or third point of view? What do you mean? Carrie said you were the prettiest she's seen. Oh my gosh. She's gaslighting you. She's very pretty. Yeah. I saw a beetle, I'm sorry. I don't really do numbers like that. I think it's in really poor taste, personally. I get why people do that. I don't mind talking about it. I don't think it's helpful in any way to you know, you're a person. I don't want to assign you a number. You're just not another face in the crowd. Everyone has their own charm points, like I've said before. You know? Like the kinds of things I find very pretty, a lot of people don't find very pretty. And I've talked about it at length. You know, like, I can appreciate like a little crooked snaggletooth here and there. I can appreciate all those small little character, like, you know, flaws, quote unquote. But I just find them very endearing because it helps identify who you are, you know? And I feel like a lot of our flaws fit us personally. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they fit us all personally. You know, like when you see someone who has like a little bit of a snaggle tooth, or like super sharp incisors, or like someone who has like kind of a goofy nose, or like when they smile they only have one dimple on one side, which I have. I just think it's like character charm points, right? Like +1 charm point. I just think it's cute, like, because it usually fits you really, really well. And it's like, man, I can't imagine that person's face without that. Like, I remember when my mom got braces and she finally got them taken off, and she looks like a fucking alien. When she smiles, it just looks scary. And she hates that I, like, hate her smile now, but I do. I hate her smile. It looks plastic. She looks like a Barbie doll. She just doesn't look real. She looks, what is it called? She looks uncanny valley. She looks too perfect when she smiles. I don't like that. Yeah, she looks manufactured. Yeah, those teeth are lab made now. I am attracted to myself, and that is all that matters. Yeah, I don't know. I'd say I'm decent. I don't want to ever oversell myself. You know, at the risk that I ever run into a Build-A-Bear and they go, "What the fuck? You're ugly." You know what I mean? You imagine? Oh my god, you suck. You know, I can be like, "Well, I never said I was pretty." Haha. You know. There's no false advertisement. Haha. Be nice. You're not a real look at yourself. How about that? Wide awake. I think I look depressing. If they ever say that, send them to me. Oh my gosh. In all honesty, I don't know. I don't like to comment on people's looks when I meet them. Like, as much as I adore Carrie and as cute as she is, I didn't really know what to do with myself when she started complimenting me, because I was just like, I don't know. That's definitely the autism. Where I was just like, you too! You too! Because, like, I just don't, I don't know. I always assume that there's, like, something, I don't know, some ulterior motive. Because usually there used to be. There's never just a compliment. Always I would get the, "You're so pretty, I wish your hair was just one shade darker red," or "You're so pretty for a ginger," or like always the backhanded compliments. So I was always waiting for the punchline whenever she would be like, "Oh my god, you're so pretty." I'm like, "And, but," and then she wouldn't, and I'm like, where's the punchline? If you're gonna be mean, just get it over with. I'm ready. I'm ready. But yes, Carrie's very cute. She's very cute. She's very cute. And she has very cute teeth when she smiles. She has the perfect little imperfection. Her little gappy gap. Super cute. She made it seem like it was huge. It was not. It was like barely there. I was like, where's the rest of it? I need more. If you're gonna be mean, just rip the band-aid off. Yeah. You're so pretty for a female. So true. You know, for a girl, you're not half bad. Blech. Female. Yeah, I don't know. I try not to, like, I don't know. I try to avoid compliments when I can. Like, I'd rather have compliments of, like, my work or my cooking, right? Things I can, like, be proud of. Like, the fuck am I supposed to be proud of how I look? This is just genetics. I didn't do nothing. I didn't try for this. This was a happy accident. At least you're honest, yeah. Then frankly, I'm a jerk. Tizzo, we aren't humble. We just sometimes hate compliments. I don't know. I try to be humble because, like, I don't know. There's definitely days where I look in the mirror and I'm like, yeah! Yeah! I think that's because I don't have, like, a really big mirror in my apartment. It's just, like, eye level. So I don't have to see, like, everything all together at once. So I don't have to be like, what the fuck am I wearing? Like, I went to church on Sunday and I wore, like, a cute little outfit because, like, I was gonna be singing up front with the, leading the congregation. And, you know, we have to dress appropriately for that. So I couldn't just wear, like, pant and shirt. I had to wear, like, a dress. And I put together what on the bed looked like a really cute outfit. And then by the time I got home and looked in the mirror, I was like, I look like a fucking dork. What the? Who's gonna tell me? I literally look like a dorky little librarian. Like, kill me. Kill me. I went to church like this? But pant and shirt is nice. Pants and shirt is the best. Senna wears polka dots with stripes. No, I actually avoid patterns for the most part. I really don't like patterns. My mom was in a really big LuLaRoe MLM type thing for a while, so she overdid it with patterns to the point where I just don't like them anymore. Just like, put me in all black. I'm good. Earth tones are all black, no in between. Being humble lets you improve. Self-deprecation makes you give up. True. True. I like to improve. I like to improve. I look at things and I'm like, it could be better. Could be better. Could be working on this. I could be working on that. Right now, I'm trying to like stop myself from cutting my hair again because, well, I need to get it trimmed for the dead end's sake so it'll grow healthy. But like, I'm waiting till it gets to a certain length to get a specific haircut that I've been dreaming of for forever to have. Because I actually really love the way I look with bangs. And I really, really want to get bangs again, but I have to wait, so... But yeah, I have so many inspo pictures, and I'm like, you gotta let it grow, Senna, you gotta let it grow! But it's at that awkward stage where I hate when I grow out my hair. I've been growing out from a pixie cut since, I don't know, the side shade and the tie-dye color job. Oh, no. Yeah, no, I let my friend dye my hair once because she was in beauty school. She just bleached it, and then I did semi-colors in it, and then I shaved it all off. Well, not buzzed. I got a pixie cut to cut out all of the dead bleach, because I just don't... I like being a redhead. I love being a redhead. Shut up, Floorball. Bury you right next to your childhood dog tomorrow. Oi, oi! Be nice to my mods, or I'll stomp on your spleen. Haha. What childhood dog? True. He was too poor to have a childhood dog. Joke's on you. Oh, Senna, that's not... That's not... No, Senna, no. Okay, I think I'm gonna wrap up here soon. Gotten pretty far. The last bit is gonna be body, which that goes by pretty quick. So... The Tsar ate the dog. But yeah, he didn't have much else to eat. I could only afford to pay attention. True. That's all you could afford. Poor little lamb. Everything said. Thing of dead. This will be the underbust, which means the boobs will be drawn separately, which means it'll be this. And obviously above the neck. And then this. Yeah. Until tomorrow. Oh. How long would you wait to eat him and the dog?
No. The physics of your drawing is so good. Thank you. Yup. Okay. This is the shading for the blue. Okay. So I'm gonna like have that as an under, just cause I have to do the edit first. This is just like the chest / underbust to go underneath the breast. So that way the breast can sit directly on top of this layer and be perfection. Yeah. I think after this layer, I'll probably wrap up. Okay. I think that's a good spot. Okay. Things are looking good. I will probably wrap this all up after stream and, well, off stream, not after stream. I have to work on some comms now. But after stream and then go from there. What do you think? I will see you guys tomorrow. I really thought I could finish this in one go, but I did complete, I think, honestly, more than half of it at this point. Now that the hair and eyes are out of the way, it's like everything goes really quick after this. But tomorrow, I think, is the MRE stream, right? I think so. Or am I getting it wrong? Yes. Okay, so tomorrow I'm eating that disgusting chicken dish. Fingers crossed. I'm gonna be taking Autonestron or Zofran to keep it down. Or maybe I'll just throw it up. I don't know. But yes, I will see you guys tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Peastern. Let me get you set up with a raid message. Bear art raid. And then let's raid Yoro Yo-Yo. Alright, I'll see you guys tomorrow and in the Discord. I haven't been as active in a minute. Well, I'm gonna get it back on it. I'll be get back on it. Alright. Good night. Bye 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 bye.